It's your boy, Young Kioma, aka the Guardian of Salvation, aka Mr. Loses to Desperado Barrel Dragon, aka Nick. And who are y'all?
Yo, it's your boy Fable, bruh. As you know, the man with a plan. The bitches, they scram. Not really. I'll be out here. Don't at me. Anyway, it's your boy PJ.
Fire. Welcome, Guardians.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Oh god, this nigga.
Is this episode 3?
This is episode 4.
Keep going.
Episode 4,
Just
episode 4, episode
let him,
okay.
let him do his bit for a second.
Yeah, it's your third host, the third man, Josh, JC. How are y'all doing today?
That was relatively average. That was relatively normal. You know what? I'll accept that one. I'll accept that one.
I gotta stick with
It
it.
was a bit weird, but I'll accept it.
Yep.
So, I guess, first things first, should go ahead and say that, we are now available on platforms other than YouTube, except for Apple, because they still haven't fucking accepted it.
Most niggas on Spotify anyway, I hope.
But we gotta wait on that. Yeah, we got it on Spotify. We got it on Google Podcasts if you're one of those. We got it on a lot of mobile podcast apps. Y'all know what it is.
Yes, sir.
Y'all can find us. Search up Hunter Vanguard.
We're also on the social
Or
media
Tower
platforms as well, guys, if you guys want to
Yep.
click on the follow button.
We finally have stuff set up.
Yes, sir.
It'll all be in the description, or you can look it up if you're truly a saint, a godsend.
And then we're also going to have promo soon. Or not promo, but highlights.
Yeah. We'll have like highlights, yeah. We'll have like little highlights out.
Highlights. So be sure to check that out. All right. So we kind of scrapped on the
Also,
original topic, but it's because it's kind of hard to
I'll be
figure it out,
honest.
you know?
I was speaking.
We-
I was gonna
we
speak
didn't
about
really
the Spotify
have-
thing.
I'm not gonna say we didn't have an original idea for today's episode, but
I mean,
pretty much what happens is this. Niggas work. So
Yeah.
like, you know, sometimes you just got like time to like brainstorm for an idea, but like I know for a fact like okay, like on Tuesday, I know I talked to Josh, like I mean I was making fucking beats on Tuesday, so like
You were.
you know, and I was making a shit ton. And then today I had work, so it's like you know. But I mean we're still recording, so it's like I feel like that's actually what matters the most.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But,
We have been
today-
consistent for 4 episodes at least.
That is a plus.
I'm gonna be honest. Oh, it's fucking hard. Because some days I just want to be like, dude, I don't feel like fucking recording today. Today I was like, dude, I don't feel like fucking.
You could have called out me and Josh could have went in again.
Nah, it just
That's
doesn't-
fine. It's not that big a deal.
It's not that big a deal, but it is a big deal. It's a big deal because consistency.
I mean,
Yeah.
yes, but if you don't feel like it, sometimes it's okay not to, because you know you don't want to submit content that is like, you know what I mean? It's like you weren't feeling it,
Well,
so it's kind
yeah,
of reflected in the.
Well, with that, okay, so like for example, people would talk about like just like the usual like whatever like grind it is that you're doing or whatever, like whatever you're doing. It's like, you know, like there's gonna be those times like, dude, like there's times I like wake up and I'm like off, right? And I'm like, yo, I don't feel like making a beat.
It'd be like that.
But it's like, oh, like I what if I just did like this, or like what if I just did like that? Like
I guess it's also different between like being like, I don't really feel like recording and going, I don't want to record.
yeah, no,
Right.
it's not like a oh, I really just don't want to record.
Yeah,
It's
no,
like,
it's like
damn,
it's like
kinda tired,
I'm not
bro.
necessarily feeling it, but it's whatever.
Yeah.
Well, it's not like whatever, cause like I'm still finna come up in here and like we're still gonna like do our best, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's like, yeah, it was just one of them days.
No, that's understandable. I mean, that's kind of how I am every time. Me and Sean have been doing a Xenoverse series, and I really don't like recording that because Xenoverse 1 is garbage. But I go in regardless.
You go in to fight, regardless.
Yeah. But important on the note of the fact that our podcast is on Spotify. It's not uploaded to YouTube yet. It's on Spotify and stuff right now. Episode 3 is. It was uploaded today.
Yes, sir.
But important news. Yes, the Orcs video
Yep.
is 69 minutes long. Yes, I know.
Will it show up at 69 minutes on YouTube?
It does on
Like,
Spotify.
It does on Spotify.
It does on Spotify. It won't on YouTube, but it will on Spotify.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. It says it's an hour and 8 minutes.
But if you look at the podcast, like the episode, it says 69 minutes.
Mm-hmm. So it's still 69 minutes, regardless of the
just
format.
69. So therefore, important thing had to be taken note of. That's all.
Important thing that was not edited, ladies and gentlemen. That was natural.
We didn't plan this.
No, right? We didn't plan that.
We didn't plan that. It's not calculated. Sometimes, you just roll up in there and then it happens.
He's the king. It's just what happens.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He's the Taken King.
So you took him out.
You just had it. You had to put that in there.
Had to put that in there, bro. Because people be like, oh, well, they could have just edited into. Man, I ain't got that type of time. I don't think. Nick
Bro, y'all think we're smart about this shit or something?
Bro. Shit right there.
We just do it.
That's that Among Us. Like, bro, I saw this man, and he only typed in 3 numbers when there were 10. But you weren't looking at his screen. But it took him about 4.6 seconds. It only takes about 1.8 seconds on each button press because you're bound to miss at least. Like, bro, no one's going that far.
Exactly.
Among Us niggas who do that, shout out to this guy's toast. Y'all fucking killed me.
Throw it in there, bro.
It is just ridiculous. No, I fuck with Toast.
We can shout out Toast. He's evil, but we can shout out Toast. He's definitely a villain, but we can shout out Toast. He's definitely killed a man. No, I would bet money he has killed somebody.
Let's get off the tangent though. So today's episode is about like just the character guardian, your guardian, and like theories about what like just either how he's gonna be like going forward. What's gonna be the deal? Because they're just foreshadowing so much with him that it's like or him or her. We ain't sexist in this bitch, but like just going forward, it's like they kind of just throw a lot of stuff as to like Aldrin. You didn't kill him. I wish we did, but you didn't kill him.
Oh yeah,
Petra did. For those of you guys that didn't know, if you didn't know and that was a spoiler, you need to play more of the game.
Sucks to suck.
We didn't kill him, but the right side of wrong gun is about that.
Yep.
Because we just kind of were like, shit, do his ass in. I'm gonna be here. I'm not gonna do it, but you can do it. I'm gonna watch.
You can do it. I'm gonna watch. I'm gonna be happy about it.
It's also like the whole like line between light and dark being thin, and then like the stranger, like let's cross it together. But then it's like the whole paracausal thing, so it's not like a moral thing or whatever. But then it is a moral thing. So like with the whole just character of the Guardian, it's very uncertain. It's like exactly where this nigga is gonna go.
Didn't Callus say something about that? Like the Guardian, watch out. It was like I don't know. Like he was saying something.
He also said something about the line between light and dark.
Yeah, like
Callus
in his war in the Guardians,
the dark is going to win.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah,
like pretty much like our stuff is kind of just like I'd say in vain for lack of a better term. Like we're not gonna win anyway, so it's like Callus's whole thing is like, yo, you're fighting a losing battle. Now, mind you, I'm gonna give you the loot because I just want to us like to Callus, like the Guardian is like nothing but entertainment, pretty much. Like that's all it is to that entertainment.
Yeah,
it's kind of weird. Also, like now just thinking of it, like the way he says it. But I don't know. Do you think we'll ever ally with the Red Legion? Like just kind of like because it just seems like we're not gonna win the war against the darkness.
Well, that thing right there, just the ally with the Red Legion type beat. People were talking about how there is there were pictures. Supposedly of this season where Zavala is talking to Cabal members. They're in a room looking at a pyramid ship on the table. So what I think is that because Callus also has a daughter that doesn't fuck with Callus.
Oh really? Damn.
I forgot her name. I think she is either taking control of the Red Legion. She either is taking control of the Red Legion or she has her own sect of the Cabal that like fuck with her. But all I know is that he has the daughter that doesn't fuck with him, and she's trying to, I think, usurp his throne. So, if we end up working with her to get Callus off the throne because Callus thinks Darkness is gonna win, my thing is that I don't think Callus is a good guy. Not at all.
I don't think he's a good guy. I think
Callus
he's a fun character. I don't think he's a good guy.
Callus is like Spider if Spider had more leverage.
More leverage, and I feel like Spider's slightly more morally in the right than Callus.
I don't think so. Spider's definitely motivated by pretty much like money.
No, he is.
Spider's like, to me, Spider is definitely a who is the highest bidder.
No, absolutely, but he's not like straight up evil.
I don't think Callus is straight up evil.
I would debate that, but I can see where you're coming from.
The only reason I don't think Callus is straight up evil is because of how he describes the darkness.
Okay.
Like when he... So, Josh, do you know what happened with the... guys, I promise we're going to get back to the topic. But you know what happened with the Red Legion, like in the beginning?
Of what time period?
Like, do you know what happened with Callus? Like, did you know that they exiled Callus and stuff like that?
Okay,
so... The Emperor, then Gaul took over as Emperor of the Cabal with the Red Legion?
No, I did not know that.
Okay, so like Destiny 2, when it starts, Callus is in exile. Gaul is the Emperor of the Cabal. He pretty much made like a military. He pretty much staged a coup with the Red Legion. The Red Legion is like, you know, they don't know defeat. They only take dubs. So he's like, okay, fuck it. We're just gonna take out Callus, but we're not gonna kill him. We're gonna put him in exile to pretty much like tarnish your legacy and just like as an embarrassment to who you are. Well, while he drifted in the Leviathan, that's his giant planet-eating ship, they said he drifted so far that he saw the edge of the system, or the edge of the universe, pretty much. And that's where he saw the darkness.
Okay. Damn.
It was at the edge of the universe.
He had to have been in contact with the pyramid ship then, something.
Yeah, that's what he's saying is like, or I'm guessing, because they never really, they just kind of synonymize them. Hope that's a word.
It is now.
It is now. Yep.
I mean, we know what you mean.
But
I believe
they just kind of make them synonymous with each other.
Yeah.
To where
there you go.
It's like the darkness is the pyramid ships, the pyramid ships, the darkness. Every time the traveler is shown, you know, traveler is the light. It's a circle or a sphere. The opposite of a sphere is a tetrahedron, which is what the pyramids actually are. They're not pyramids, but you know,
they are tetrahedrons.
Yeah, they're tetrahedrons. Tetrahedrons are all triangles.
Wait.
Pyramids have the square bottom.
Just thinking of it, like, I would think also, like, the Cabal, if they could wield the light now, like, straight up, if we were to team up with them.
They can.
Yeah, like, okay, so if they could wield the light and we were to team up with them, what if it was, like, a way where we could give them light and maybe they'll be twice as powerful as they already, before they, you know. I don't know if that's a possibility.
The thing is, you can't
Gaul
wield the light
tried
like
that.
Yeah, Gaul tried that. He almost succeeded.
Yeah.
Well, now he practically
he
did
succeed. He just got beat.
Yeah, he just got fucked up.
It's like
pretty much he stole.
Sephiroth technically succeeded. He still got his ass beat. It's like the same type of deal.
Okay.
Except we were pretty much fucked. Because after we killed his physical body, he got resurrected as a giant light dude. I don't even know what that was, to be honest. And then
it was kind of
the traveler woke up and bodied his ass.
Oh, okay.
And then, because pretty much like, that's why he needed the speaker. Just because he was like, you know, they say you speak for the traveler. Like, you talk for the traveler. So you know what it says and like all the other shit.
Which results in one of the best moments in the entirety of Destiny.
I mean, the speaker's an episode in itself. Like,
we can do an episode on the speaker.
But
oh yeah,
after the speaker told this nigga to kill himself for some real ones. No, that's in-game footage. He said that
footage.
Shit.
Yeah,
he said that.
I remember that.
That nigga said, "Feel free to kill yourself." I was like, "Damn, Bungie out here putting it in, putting in that work, I guess." But
if I'm not lazy, I'll put the clip in editing.
For real. Yeah, future Nick, put that in,
please.
Devotion, self-sacrifice, death.
Death. Explain.
Devotion inspires bravery. Bravery inspires sacrifice. Sacrifice leads to death. So, feel free to kill yourself.
He needed the speaker because he was like, okay, like, you're gonna pretty much, like, tell me how to get the light. And he told him what to do. Well, he told him, like, how it works, like, secession. But he doesn't know fully, because, I mean, like, it's the travel. This nigga only kind of
voice.
Kind of. That's why I said the speaker's thing is, like, an episode in itself.
Yeah, because what he said at the end was kind of confusing.
He said, I said I spoke for the traveler. I never said it spoke for me.
Spoke to me.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, spoke to me. Yeah.
Small side note. The speaker's mask is able to kind of read the traveler's thoughts.
Okay.
Yeah. It's passed down to speakers. Only problem is, it's not really, for lack of a better term, good conversation.
Okay. That makes sense.
It usually has to deal with things like, I want to run away, I'm stuck, I need to leave, like frantic ideas about fleeing, which
also
leads some speakers to go crazy.
Something to be aware of. Traveler, giant, huge pussy. Very scared man.
Maybe.
Is this something that happened that makes you believe that?
That he's a.
Well, the traveler's just known for running.
That's why I said maybe.
Okay.
We don't know the full extent.
We don't know the full extent, but it's like there are a lot of people that talk about him running.
I think it depends on what is happening. Because they've talked about, pretty much they've only said, like, here's the thing is, like, this guy goes back to, like, the garden. In the garden, the light and the gardener and the winnower were fighting each other. And it says that pretty much the game started and, like, everything got kind of, like, worse because the traveler broke the rules. Or the gardener broke the rules. It never said that they lost or that the winnower was stronger. It just says that the traveler broke the rules, which is what started everything in the cosmos. You weren't supposed to do something. It broke those rules.
Okay.
Now, I think the thing that it did that broke the rules was bring stuff back to life.
Okay.
Because the gardener's purpose is to bring life, the winnower's purpose is to take it. But if you bring it back, you know, you feel me?
Yeah, I see.
It's like, yeah, you're not supposed to do that.
Dang, okay.
Which is when shit started. But those are two fucking whole ass episodes. Back to the Guardian. Me personally, I feel like the Guardian is gonna die probably in Lightfall. I feel like Guardian's definitely dead in Lightfall.
Dang.
I don't think there's a way that this dude is not gonna die by the time of Lightfall.
But are you saying it as like he's gonna stay dead, or is just like he's gonna die at least?
That I'm not sure of, but it's my only thing is this. All right, here's just my theory. All right, and I understand how people are like, yo, the Vex aren't the darkness; they're two different entities, and yada yada yada. We have no Vex DLCs, dog. The only ones that we've seen are Fallen and Hive. We haven't even had a Cabal DLC. We had a Cabal campaign. We had maybe.
Well, I was gonna say that's probably why they aren't DLC. They've
been campaign.
They were
like Destiny 1's campaign was the Vex, and then Destiny 2's campaign is the Cabal, and I get that. But even like later on, it's just kind of weird that like the Vex aren't included in the races that the pyramid we're talking about. The Vex are inside of I think they're inside of a pyramid whenever you go like there's one of these little things in Europa where you go inside of the pyramid and the Vex are already in there. And they're fighting. But it's not as if it's kind of like they just are there. You know what I mean? They have no home world in recorded space-time. Except for the Black Garden, which we don't know if the Black Garden is the home world of the Vex. I think it is, but that's just me. Because it has the 2 suns and the one sun that's kind of weird. You know, the whole stoking the fire and stuff like that. But it's confirmed you're gonna die at some point.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I feel like it's gonna be life.
I guess it makes sense. Sometimes these titles of the DLCs would just be saying, and I'm like, huh. I wonder what that means.
I mean, like, only reason I say that is because, okay, like, this kind of goes back to your Sundial question earlier before we were recording. You guys aren't gonna know, but Josh asked how Osiris got the Sundial, and shame us for not knowing said information, but I'm gonna be honest, I played through that entire thing and I still don't know how that nigga made it.
I don't know a damn thing. I ain't learned shit.
They just kind of were like, yeah, he made a time machine because he wanted to go back and stop Saint 14 from dying.
It's so weird how we go past that, though.
Well, see, that's kind of a problem, is because that's pretty much like what set everything else in motion, is that he wasn't supposed to go back in time. Him going back in time and getting Saint fucked up a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I'm not wrong. It's like, because now like Saint is here and like everyone has also heard the viral song, and Saint has heard the viral song, it's just kind of like, yeah, well, shit. And then if he hadn't have gone back and got Saint, I think someone else either died or some other shit would have happened that brought the darkness here. Like faster or something. I think that's what the stranger was talking about. But
okay.
So Saint's quest for the game, you go get Bastion. Which Saint describes as his like weapon, like his weapon. However, Bastion's actually not Saint's gun. It's yours. Canonically, the only gun that I'd say the Guardian has gotten, canonically, there's a couple. Thorn.
Thorn.
Ace of Spades.
Ace. The Last Word. Lumina. And Bastion. Those are the only canonical ones that I know about.
Okay.
Bastion, he
Touch
got
of Malice,
it from,
technically.
Touch of Malice, technically, yeah. Touch of
But
Malice,
it's not in
D2.
Okay. Oh yeah,
there's only a couple, but it's like canonical ones where they like this is this, like here you go. There's only a little bit of it. Because Ares kind of gave the swords to everybody, you know what I mean? But there's only a couple where it's like this is now your guardians.
Okay.
Like Thorn, like you're a dredgen now. You go and find them. Lumina is the opposite of Thorn. You know, it's the gun of hope type of thing. Bastion is your gun that you gave to Saint. Then you died. Because when you go and get the gun, you're in a time corridor where your dead body is.
Oh,
so you go get Bastion from yourself.
And so that's basically the canonical, like, you're dead.
Yeah, canonical. Well, see, that in that timeline, you're dead. But I'm like, I don't feel like we're going to live. Only because the stranger also said, like, in her timeline, everyone was wielding the darkness, and your guardian was no different. I'm like, that means that, no, like, as much as they try and, like push the idea, like, your guardian is special, either we're going to die and come back to life because we are special, or we're dying. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like, not to say, you know.
So, you know, here, just, this is like the super tinfoil hat theory, right? But what if what she saw was a Dark Guardian?
Like, another
Dark
version?
Us?
Yeah, like the like, you know how you meet the, yourself in the, garden?
Yeah, the mirror you.
Wait, how did we even meet ourselves? Like, what? Well, I mean, I know where. But
well,
like,
not yourself. It's like
how
a
did that
doppelganger.
happen?
No, I mean,
like, how did that happen? I forgot.
well, see, that's another thing. Like, that other version of you. But if we're gonna go like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Technically, that version of you could be beyond life.
That's also true. It's also true.
Because he said we're your
Okay.
salvation. But it's also like, once you... It's confirmed that the darkness is talking to everybody.
Yeah.
Only ones they're not talking to are the Vex. That is the only thing about the Vex that I'm like, that's sus. To me, like, I'm like, there's no way that's not sus. But that's just sus. People are like, well, the Vex are a hive mind and, like, you know, all the other stuff and the pattern. But it's like, yeah, I get that. But you're not talking to the Vex at all.
Mm-hmm.
At all. You pretty much disassociate the Vex by themselves. Then you have everyone else. You're talking to the hive before you're talking to the Vex. I can understand the Cabal and the Fallen because they're broken. The hive, though,
that's interesting.
The hive at the time would have been thriving, right?
the hive are always thriving.
Yeah.
The hive's hierarchy, like,
Well,
never fucking loses.
Except for at the very beginning.
Well, yeah, but that's before they made the contract with the worms.
Yeah, I know.
Them making the contract with the worms and onward, they're not really losing at all.
No, they're not. They're
They
taking
always
galaxies
have-
and shit.
They always have, like, somebody in charge. Because, like, think about it.
Mm-hmm.
The hive on the moon, it's like, alright, they listen to Crota.
Crota, yeah.
Crota gets taken out, they're like, alright, well,
His dad.
we gotta talk to Oryx now. Oryx gets taken out, they're like, well, we gotta talk to Savathûn. And, well, no, we gotta talk to Nokris and Zol. They get taken out, they're like, Savathûn.
Yeah.
And we don't even know if Savathûn listens to a worm or not.
I mean, odds are.
Odds are she does, but it's like
But
her character is very contradicting of following things.
Yeah, I just
well,
don't see her.
her character is actually very opposite of just hive rules in general.
Yeah, exactly.
Very dishonorable, very, smart, sneaky.
I wouldn't really even say like
Not a follower.
dishonorable. I would just say like
Well, but I'd
She's
say
a very
the sword
forward
logic
thinker.
is a system based around honor, and she kind of she follows it, but she's not like out here snatching niggas specifically because it's like, yeah, sword logic.
no. I'd say Savathûn is a forward thinker. She's very like because she tried to stop the darkness from communicating with us. You feel me? But then the darkness got pretty much like what Eris said is that it was a metaphorical finger wag to Savathûn whenever they pulled us back and got to talk to us again.
Okay.
Because that's what I forgot what those missions were called. Interference missions is that each time you go to the tree would be different. The tree got corrupted at the end, I'm pretty sure. And Eris would decode what the darkness was saying. And then the last mission is whenever it took you to that weird ass room in no recorded space time where it has 4 races and a pyramid in the middle. And then it tells you to go to Europa, but of the 4 races, it's the Guardians, the Cabal, the Fallen, and the Hive. There's no fucking Vex.
Okay. That's interesting. But I don't know. Because I'm looking at this shit like I don't know. Cause there's just no way like we're gonna need some guidance if we're gonna push back the darkness, right? Like some type of, extra help or something. Cause I don't think it's just we get darkness powers and then we build up on that unless I don't know, because it just seems like after like if we do die, like what PJ is saying in Lightfall, then what happens next? You know what I mean? Like, are we gonna?
I don't know if we're gonna stay dead, if you want my like theory for what's gonna happen in Lightfall, and this is just like what I think. I think in Lightfall, the darkness wins.
Okay.
By that you mean the Traveler dies?
I think the Traveler dies in Lightfall.
Okay.
You would think that'll be the end of our story?
I don't think that's the end of Destiny, no.
That doesn't line up. Remember 10-year plan.
Well, no, they stopped doing that because Activision. That was Activision.
Yeah, I know.
But they also said that they have a whole map of stuff. This is just for the next 3 DLCs. But it's called Lightfall, and the pyramids get to the Traveler again. The way I see it right now, even if because we have to derail and go fight Savathûn for Witch Queen, I just don't see us getting to be strong enough. Like, I just don't see it.
Yeah.
We don't know enough. Our Guardian is pretty much like baby in the game.
Mm-hmm.
So my thing is that I feel like it's not gonna be just like emptiness itself. Like, I don't feel like the darkness is actually trying to get like the world, like the whole universe, to just be a black void.
No, the darkness has a goal. It's the whole the final shape or whatever, right?
Yeah, which some people are like, it might just be like a black void.
No, I think that definitely.
I don't
that's
think
like,
that's
I think
it.
that's got some kind of meaning behind it.
I feel like the final shape would be a universe with no light. Not physical, like bright light. Talking about like the Traveler don't exist type of universe.
Mm.
And it's called Lightfall. I think the Traveler's gonna fucking die. And if the Traveler dies, we die.
Yeah. You know, with all that, running, I don't know. I guess it might add up.
And it makes sense, right? Because if you think about it, the Traveler breaks the natural order.
Mm-hmm.
Well, see, okay, that's the thing, right? I still think that that's what the darkness was not fucking with. Because it's kind of like, when they say like paracausal, they're talking about like, this is like the shit that be giving you a headache. Talking about like natural
stepping into string
laws,
theory, folks.
Yeah, like natural laws of the universe type shit.
Yeah.
So when it's like they're paracausal, you can't really do without them. They are fabricated into the universe.
But with the Traveler itself naturally breaks that.
Well, it's not that it breaks that. The Traveler is the life aspect. It is the living aspect. The Winnower is the opposite of that. The Traveler the Traveler gives and takes. It's the Traveler is contradictory, and so is the darkness. The darkness takes, but it gives. It gives in the form of taking.
Okay.
Like, for example, light, right?
Mm-hmm.
The light gives you new life, but it also takes your past memories. You feel me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. It doesn't really give you a choice. It's just kind of like, here you are. But it is still a gift. The darkness does the same thing, just backwards.
Okay.
Here are some new powers. However, your light is now tainted. You're closer to us than you were before, which means that I can tempt you to get closer and closer and closer. Until by the time you're too close, you're not going to know, because you've just been following the breadcrumbs I've been leaving.
Yeah. But the darkness, is it really necessarily like evil where it makes you do evil actions?
Well, that's the thing, is that people are saying like
the question.
That's the question, is the darkness evil as an entity, or is it just like?
Because if you think about it, they represent life and death to an extent, but neither is necessarily evil nor good. Because if you think about it, everybody that works for the darkness and everybody that works for the light are just pawns. At the end of the day.
Okay. Okay, because yeah.
So that's like a difficult question, right? Because if the darkness just wants the Traveler gone, right? Like if the winnower just wants to win that fight, because the traveler broke a rule, right? Then what's the affairs of mortals to that? You know what I mean? It's like they don't care about, like, granted, it's kind of fucked up. They don't care about hurting, these beings that work under them, but at the same time, it's like they don't necessarily want to, fuck their lives up or like kill them all or anything either. It's like they kind of just have a feud to settle.
So like, okay, so yeah, that's
so like
interesting.
That's
thing.
kind of like what I would say is like the broken rule, right? What I would say is like, okay, here's just like my theory. Traveler or gardener and winnower in the garden, right? And it says that the traveler makes the flowers in the day. The winnower takes some of the flowers away at night. The traveler, winnower, just keeps going back and forth. If the gardener breaks the rules, that would mean gardener puts some flowers out. Winnower takes flowers away. Gardener brings flowers that winnower took back.
Because, and that's, yeah.
That makes sense.
Because it's supposed to be life and death, not life, death, then life.
Well, life, death, and rebirth. It's like that
life,
was
death,
done
and rebirth.
already. But
rebirth
also,
was not intended.
Yeah, rebirth was not intended. But also, it like with Oryx, we're fighting a war against false hope. We're fighting a god that builds homes for itself and makes the people that it builds those homes for pretty much like worship it.
Yeah.
Then it bails on you when shit gets rough.
Okay.
That's why, like, the only reason that it has not left Earth, the only reason that it hasn't left Earth is because Rasputin shut that shit down. That's the only reason the Traveler did not leave Earth, is because Rasputin hit it. That's what those fucking, I don't care what no one says, that chip at the bottom of the Traveler, where it looks like it just got fucked up, that was not the darkness. I don't care who you are. The darkness shut that bit down, like physically, put it to sleep. Rasputin shot that shit.
Rasputin beat that nigga's ass.
Because when the Traveler tried to leave, Rasputin sent war mines from space to ground it. There's no fucking, there's no way. Like, the darkness, yeah, it turned off Rasputin, great fucking job. But without Rasputin grounding that shit, Traveler would have been gone.
That nigga would have ran.
But I think the breaking the rules is whatever the Traveler did to create the cosmos. Because then it's no longer, and this was kind of what it said as well, where it said like, we play in the cosmos now, we play for keeps. Because before it's kind of like, let's say it's just a game between like it like it was never the smaller ones. It didn't have the people in it. It didn't have the planets at stake. It didn't have the cosmos at stake. There was nothing.
Yeah, it was just a game between those two
and the Traveler. And I think whatever happened, whenever the Traveler was like, "No, I'm not doing this," created the cosmos. It's like, what did you do? Now we have stakes. So now it's like
you turned it from a game to like,
this is real now.
Yeah, like this is some actual
no
shit.
longer a game.
This is,
we are dealing with lives now, like
legitimate
legitimate
Kakashi
lives.
are no longer practicing. This is the real fight.
This is real deal. So I think the final shape is to get rid of the Traveler.
Dang. So is there like, because I'm thinking like there's people in the pyramid ships, because there's just, it just
Some
seems
type of
like
beings.
There are
some type
theories of the
entity.
veil, but I've yet to see the veil at all.
Yeah.
They haven't really done shit about the veil. My thing is, if they don't release because they always talk about like, oh, there may be like a fifth race or whatever, right? But as far as I can see, there's already 5 now if you count us.
Yep.
Now, if you take us out the equation, because now it just doesn't. I don't know where they're going. Is my only. I still think we're gonna die Lightfall. I think we're gonna have to build up darkness powers. And if we don't die in Lightfall, the Traveler, to me, the Traveler is going to fucking die. It's going
Traveler
down.
has to die.
It has
basically.
to go down.
Yeah.
Otherwise, there's like no stakes. Like that's just shit writing if the traveler doesn't die.
Well, it's not that it's not that it's like shit writing if the traveler doesn't die. It's just like if the traveler doesn't die, right?
Mm.
And the darkness gets there, and we got light and dark powers.
Mm-hmm.
What is the darkness realistically gonna do?
Exactly. Well, and it's like the traveler is the stake, right?
Yeah, the traveler is like the prize. We just keep it away from the traveler.
So that's what I mean by like why it would be kind of bad writing for them to not kill the traveler.
I got you.
Because it's like this is the end goal for them. We need to make a threat.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, yeah, they're threatening. Oh no, they're pushing the traveler, but they haven't done anything yet.
Okay.
Yeah, they wiped a few planets, but
Well,
the whole thing
is
they've been pushing in to get to us here. Those planets that didn't matter.
But they also said that they didn't wipe them. They said that they put them in a content vault. And this is where I'm like, nah, Bungie's real fucking specific when they say something. They put those planets in a content vault, which means they may be coming back. If we are fighting the war on the darkness right now, those planets are not coming back until either A, the darkness has been taken care of by Lightfall, or B, we enter the universe where the darkness has won. Then we can go back to those planets because we're in the final shape now.
Yeah.
Does that make sense, Josh?
Yeah.
Now, but then that brings a whole other question.
Yeah.
What do you do in a universe that's in the final shape?
Like, what would happen?
Well, technically, here's my thing. The Stranger has been trying to avoid it again. Because that means that the darkness already won in her time.
No, like, and you can obviously live in it.
It means it's livable.
Yeah, it's livable.
Yeah.
Which is why I'm
but
like,
my question is like,
wipe the slate
I mean,
clean,
like story-wise.
You said story-wise, what is there to do?
Yeah, like
I feel like you would know.
Where would
do
you rebuild and try to recreate the light? Do you?
I don't think you can.
Is there still wars? Like, are we still fighting? If so, why?
I don't feel like you're fighting, right? I feel like that is the darkness's thing, right? I think it is just miserable.
Okay.
It's just terrible. And the only reason I say that is because, alright, what the darkness is pretty much trying to do is wipe out a paracausal law.
Yes. Rewriting the universe itself.
Rewrite the universe itself. It doesn't matter. I don't really care. It doesn't matter if you take one string out of the fabric of the universe. The whole thing falls apart.
Exactly.
The whole thing. The Stranger talks about coming from a universe where the darkness already won. In this universe that she's talking about, I am 95% sure we are dead. She said that we wielded the darkness openly and we were no different, yada, yada, yada. But I still don't think we were alive at the end of it. But and if we were alive, we weren't good. Because she would have just been able to get us in her timeline. She went back in time to get us prior to the darkness showing up. So at the very least, we're integral. My thing is, in that universe, I feel like what it is just terrible. Like, just, like, miserable. With the 3 queens.
Like, what do you mean, like, 3 queens?
You know what I'm talking about, right, Nick? Okay, so, we still don't fucking know who the 3rd queen is, which is
we don't know who the 3rd is.
Problem.
You talking about awoken queens, or?
Nah. So there's 3 queens, right? There is one queen that made a book. It was like a book of great law, which is pretty much like, do this, order. That's what law is. Law is order. One queen built a tower to the skies so her people could see the stars. To me, that queen is the awoken queen.
Okay.
The third queen raised an army and conquered everything. That is the winnower to me.
Okay.
Only thing I'm saying is, I have not heard the Traveler build law. Like I don't. The Traveler and like the Book of Law, they just don't match to me. Either I'm missing something, I don't know. But the one that conquers everything, if that is not the winnower, I'm the dumbest nigga on the planet.
Well, what if the three queens are gonna be revealed in the updates, right, or in the DLCs, right? So check this shit. So what if the one that wrote Law, we could say that is the winnower, because Lightfall, right? And technically, the Law of Death, the Law of Darkness, that is, sword logic, all that's darkness. And then check this shit out. Just check. The one that conquers Savathûn, the Witch Queen, because she is technically the one in control of taking now, right?
Yeah.
And then the one who built, the tower to let her people go higher, that could still be the Awoken Queen, or that could be really metaphorical, and it could be Aramis leading the Fallen into the Edge of the Darkness.
Okay.
I could see that. I could see that a little bit. Only thing is, okay, it's very specific, because the end of it is the only thing. Said, her rule is like, like her rule is harsh and her people are miserable, but she rules. That was the last one for the queen who conquered everything. Ain't nobody that fucking strong. And it says they raised an army. They raised the army first. Then they conquered everything. The darkness came. Spoke to the people. Get some people. Hey, I'm going to give you some gifts. But you work for me. Know it. Okay. Let's go get it. To me, there's
what
only
makes you think
one...
that couldn't be Savathûn?
It can't be Savathûn because Savathûn's not that strong. She's not that strong. There's no way.
Okay.
Savathûn, so yours was the Awoken Queen, right? Savathûn and Aramis?
No, it was the Winnower. And either the Awoken Queen / Aramis, it could be either, whether it's metaphorical or literal. Depends on. And then Savathûn.
So Savathûn, either Aramis or the Awoken Queen, and the Winnower. Those would be the three queens.
Because it would all relate to the new DLCs.
I could see that, but... Okay, so the Law would be the Winnower. Savathûn would be... Conqueror. And Stars is either Aramis
Stars is either Aramis or the Awoken Queen.
The only thing that I say about the Stars part is my father was darkness, my mother was starlight. That's Awoken Queen. The Dreaming City.
Yeah, that sounds
it literally fits the Dreaming City.
Like it just fits the Dreaming City.
That's why I'm saying if it's literal, then yeah, it's definitely the Awoken Queen. But if it's metaphorical, then you could play that as Aramis.
How?
Based on if they want to make her like more important or not.
No, I get it, but I mean like.
And plus, she was the first of the Fallen to start using the darkness. She literally led them into a new age.
But built the tower to see the stars. What would be the tower that she's building?
Her empire, the Fallen, itself.
Didn't she say
she has an empire though?
Didn't she say fuck the Fallen, where she like destroyed that server there and then
she said well, okay, so pretty much she said
fuck.
She said fuck the old way. Servitors are copies of the Traveler to generate ether. That's why they worship servitors. Like Sepix Prime, Sepix is a top dude. He's dead, but like servitors are Here's
So
how
why
the
did she
fallen
do
hierarchy
that?
goes. She's saying fuck the old way.
The old way. Okay.
So here's how the fallen hierarchy goes in the old way. You got servitor primes, you got archons, you got kells, and you got foot soldiers, right?
Mm-hmm.
The kells and the archons are the top dogs. Kell, political leader. Archon, religious leader. Archon talks to servitor. Servitor gives kell the most ether. That's why kells are the strongest. Ether makes you bigger and stronger. You get a lot of ether, you get stronger. Captains have more ether flow than Vandals and Dregs. Dregs have the lowest, Vandals have the second lowest, Captains have the third lowest, and it goes up. Servitors generate ether, but they are made in the image of the Traveler.
Mm-hmm.
She broke the servitor to say, we don't need this no more.
We are our own strength.
We are our own strength now. With the darkness, we are our own strength. We don't need to rely on servitors giving us ether. This is what's going to serve us. This is what's going to be our shit now.
Okay, well, what if y'all wrong about, like, the three queens? Like, because you said that we haven't really... I mean, I don't know. We haven't seen anything from Vex.
The three queens thing is literally a thing.
I know, but we haven't seen anything from, like, the Vex as far as, like, you know, a DLC or, like, a... And then, like, the same with Cabal. And when I hear Conqueror, I'm thinking, like, maybe Cabal because, you know, they're kind of, like...
Well,
I don't know.
So, I agree with you, because we don't have all the pieces, obviously. But at the same time, if they had beings that strong, we would have heard about them already.
But what if it's, like... I don't know. Because it just... I don't know. Because they could bring the element of surprise, you know?
And I'm not going to disagree with you. They totally could. But what's the point of having beings that strong that we haven't heard of yet?
Alright, so I'm going to just read it first. Alright.
Yeah, go for
it. Ghost Fragment Darkness 3. From the Journals of Told in the Shattered. I drive myself to the edge of madness trying to explain the truth. It's so simple, elegant like a knife point. It explains this is not a hyperbole. This is the farthest thing from exaggeration. Everything. But you lay it out and they stare at you like you've just been exhaling dust. Maybe they're missing some underlying scaffold of truth. Maybe they are all propped on a bed of lies that must be burned away. This is about to get deep. Why does anything exist? No, don't reach for that word. There's no reason. The teleology will stitch your eyelids shut. Why do we have atoms? Because atomic matter is more stable than the primordial broth. Atoms defeated the broth. That was the first war. There were two ways to be, and one of them won. And everything that came next was made of atoms. Atoms made stars. Stars made galaxies. Worlds simmered down to rock and acid, and in those smoking primordial seas, the first living molecule learned to copy itself. All of this happened with the one law, the blind law, which exists without mind or meaning. It is the simplest law, but it has no worshippers here. Out there, though. Out there. How do I explain it? It's so simple, why don't you see? Imagine 3 great nations under 3 great queens. The first queen writes a great book of law, and her rule is just. The second queen builds a high tower, and her people climb it to see the stars. The third queen raises an army and conquers everything. The future belongs to one of these queens. Her rule is the harshest, and her people are unhappy, but she rules. This explains everything, understand? This is why the universe is the way it is, and not some other way. Existence is a game that everything plays, and some strategies are winners, the ability to exist, to shape existence, to remake it so that your descendants, molecules or stars or people or ideas will flourish and others will find no ground to grow.
So he didn't technically say that the conquering queen was the one that won. He just said whichever one wins is the one with the
pretty much
Iron Fist.
What I would say is this, right?
Hmm.
He said 3 great nations under 3 great queens. The first queen writes a book of law, and her rule is just. The second queen builds a high tower, and her people climb it to see the stars. The third queen raises an army, and conquers everything.
Okay.
So let's get into my theory. Let's get into my theory on how the queens all represent the playable races, and how one of them is Eris, one of them is the Woken Queen, and one of them is the Stranger.
What I'm saying is pretty much what he just explained is like how the universe works. You beat the game, you get to like pretty much make how it gets done again.
Yes.
The only thing is, the darkness to me has to be the one that raises the army and conquers everything.
Okay.
There's no, like, I don't see another option for that. Only because its rule is the harshest, its people are unhappy, but it rules. And it doesn't say that they may conquer everything. It says they do it.
Yes.
Raises an army and conquers everything. One of them was focusing on the Book of Law. Other one was focusing on the Tower. The third one realized that this is a game of keeps. I'm going for everything.
Okay.
She pulled it off. It said the future belongs to one of these queens. Which means that they pull it off. At least one of them. But if it's the rule is just, it's harsh rule and just rule, those two to me don't go together.
Interesting. Ah, dang. Yeah. Guess it doesn't really specify.
Oh, and as the universe ticks on toward the close, the great players will face each other. In the next round, there will be 3 queens, and all of them will have armies, and now it will be a battle of swords until one discovers the cannon, or the plague, or the killing word. Everything is becoming more ruthless, and in the end, only the most ruthless will remain.
Interesting.
Okay. Yeah. That is very interesting.
Here's the other thing. Sorry. Everything is becoming more ruthless, and in the end, only the most ruthless will remain. Look up at the sky, and they will hunt the territories of the night and extinguish the first glint of competition before it can even understand what it faces or why it has transgressed. This is the shape of victory. To rule the universe so absolutely that nothing will ever exist except by your consent. This is the queen at the end of time, whose sovereignty is eternal because no other sovereign can defeat it, and there's no reason for it, no more than there was reason for the victory of the atom. It is simply the winning play.
So, that is really interesting. Now, one could also reach and assume that he is only talking about the Hive, because Witch Queen. I don't think that's the case, but one could make that argument.
Yeah, isn't Tolan like he was more invested?
Because
in,
Tolan
like,
is a Hive god. Well,
yeah,
he's closely related to the Hive.
Yeah, he
well,
was more
Tolan
invested
is
in that.
pretty much just in the ascendant plane eternal.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is the last piece.
The reason I say that he could be referring to the Hive is because that fits the description of the 3 sisters.
I don't think it will be the 3 sisters.
I mean, are the other sisters still alive?
No,
Yeah,
Oryx
is the only one that died.
Okay. So the
Here's
other
the only
worm
thing.
gods are alive too.
Well, yeah, but the worm gods don't really matter. We killed
To
those.
me, here's how this looks. All right.
But they have to be important if they're granting niggas immortality.
They are. They're the reason the sword
But
logic
they're
exists.
not really granting people immortality. You can still die.
Yeah, you can still die. It's just they give sword logic.
They give you the ascendant plane.
Is that what they meant? Because that's what they say.
Well, yeah, it's the ascendant plane they're talking about.
The ascendant plane is pretty much like, yo. But actually, here's the thing. Not everybody has an ascendant plane. If you got a worm, you got a plane.
Yeah.
You don't got a worm, no plane. If I kill a acolyte or a thrall, they're dead. If I kill an ogre, he's dead at night. He's dead. Everyone who's like, only ones who have ascendant planes are god level beings. Nokris, Ascendant Plane. Savathûn, Ascendant Plane. Xivu Arath, Ascendant Plane. Oryx, Ascendant Plane. Crota, Ascendant Plane. If you got a worm, you got an Ascendant Plane.
Okay.
Here's the last piece. It said, of course, it might be that there was another country with other queens, and in this country they sat down together and made one law and one tower and one army to guard their borders. This is the dream of small minds, a gentle place ringed in spears. But I do not think those spears will hold against the queen of the country of armies, and that is all that will matter in the end.
I said fight back, but
was the queen who commands the most.
Huh.
The only reason that I say the awoken queen, right?
Yes.
Is because she's both. My father was darkness, my mother was starlight. She built the tower. My only thing is that I just haven't seen the Traveler do the Book of Law. We don't know enough about the Traveler. Just woke up.
Well, my thing is, so he's basically saying it's going to boil down to the queen, the conquering queen, which would be the darkness, presumably. And then...
Well, this is what I'm saying.
Well, no, but I'm just trying to boil down what he's saying.
Yeah.
So, it's essentially, he's saying that the queen that conquers, aka the darkness, if we're going by that.
Yeah.
It's going to be them versus the nation where all the queens unite, right? Which... What makes you think that... And that would presumably be the last of the light, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like, you know, the Guardian and the Stranger and Eris and all that.
Mm-hmm.
What makes you think that the Awoken Queen doesn't take their side? And is considered her own being?
Which side?
The side of the nation where all the queens are united.
You said what makes me think that she doesn't
that
take
she
that
is,
side? That she's
that
her own
she
being?
is her own being.
She pretty much acts according to her own wishes. She also said, I could have destroyed your Traveler a long time ago if I wanted to, but then the Reforce happened. She also... So here's the thing about the Queen, right? This is why I'm like, the bigger players are starting to show up. We know the Darkness is a heavy hitter.
Yes.
We know the Traveler is a heavy hitter. The
yes.
Traveler has been able to pretty much wipe out races for millennia under the Guardians undefeated. The only one that's been able to get close to it is another queen, i.e. the Darkness.
Okay.
The Queen of the Awoken is not focused on the Traveler. She's focused on her people seeing the stars. Hence the Dreaming City. However, she's not dumb, which is why she sent us in to kill Oryx to get the power to take. If she can take, she can do whatever she wants now. No race can actually attack her unless it is another queen. The Guardians or the Darkness. She wanted Oryx's throne room. If you get the power to take, she now has the power of the Darkness. She doesn't need the power of the light. She just needs something. And the power to take is huge.
Power to take is huge.
Everybody wants that. And you also get an ascendant plane. You get an ascendant plane, that means you don't die unless you die in there. If no one gets in, you're immortal.
And you don't have to follow a worm because you killed the one with the worm.
Yep, you kill the one with the worm, you usurp their throne. Technically, Oryx's throne room should be ours. But Savathûn took it with Coria.
Isn't that which I'm calling?
I think that at the end of Witch Queen, she loses the power to take. If she loses the power to take, the only other person who can take that spot is the Queen of the Awoken.
Okay.
But the other thing, the whole finger wag to Savathûn, Savathûn doesn't fuck with the Darkness anyway.
That is true.
But I don't see Savathûn teaming up with us. This is just a bunch of, in that other country where the queens come together, they form one law and one tower.
Yeah.
One law would be that we're on the same side.
Yeah.
One tower is like one base of operations. The tower.
The tower. Yeah, no, that's... That one's simple enough. You can...
See, but with that, if it is going into Lightfall, Hive are going to be on our side. Calling it right now, and this may be dumb. I think Xivu Wrath is coming to us.
Makes you think Xivu Wrath doesn't die?
She can't. She's the last of the 3. Oryx, what'd he do? He fought us. He lost.
Okay.
He's dead. He's in Touch of Mouse, but he's dead. He ain't coming back.
Yeah.
If we take out Savathûn, the trickster, Xivu Wrath would be one of the queens who comes to us. Callus's daughter. One of the queens.
I see what you're getting at. I see what you're getting at. And okay. I like that.
There's other Kells out there.
There are other Kells out there.
The Fallen. One of them that comes to us. That would explain all those people in the room. It was the Hive, the Cabal, and the Fallen, and us. Wouldn't be the Vex because they don't have a queen. They don't have like a key player that's kind of just trying to keep their people alive.
You are seeing very far into the future, Straw
I'm
Hat.
just fucking saying, dog. Like, if you had that one person that's trying to keep your people alive, then it's like, okay, we all see the fact of the queen who's trying to conquer everything ain't coming for one of us, it's coming for everybody.
Okay.
But it also said, I do not think those spears will hold against the queen of the country of armies. The only thing that the darkness does is make fucking armies. That's it. Think about it. What has the darkness done other than give you power to do its bidding? Period.
Bungie, we want that check on our doorstep by Friday.
Yeah, I just wrote your whole story. Appreciate it.
I would appreciate it if y'all send it.
Because as soon as
over
Eris,
here, over our way.
as soon as Eris was like, yo, we may not be the only ones it's talking to. Why would you need to talk to multiple people unless you are the one who builds armies? And if you're the one who builds armies, you are the enemy to everyone else. But if there's a future where that queen wins, we don't know what happened in that future to cause that. And I'm sorry. If those 3 are there, I'm telling you, there was a reason for everybody being in that room except for the Vex. The Vex want the balance. That's what the pattern is. The Vex only care about the balance. That's why when the Fallen went into the Vault of Glass, they didn't attack us. They fucking let us in. I mean, them niggas shoot on sight. Like, I've never met anyone who's just like, chop on speed dial.
They don't give a fuck.
911 like this nigga got the gat. Vex don't care. But they let us in willingly. They met you at the gate to the freaking Vault of Glass when Skolas was taking the oracles. And they were like, yo, y'all gotta get this nigga out of here. We're gonna call a truce because this nigga gotta go. Plus, the Vex, like, they invade sometimes. You know, they got the pattern. So, like, they're just kind of an enigma. But everyone else, the queen is just trying to protect the Awoken. Callus's daughter is trying to see what's best for the Cabal. Like, they're all little sects of just like, yo, we gotta worry about like us. Only way that we're gonna win, and I'm telling you, it's whenever they show that freaking clip of Zavala talking to the Cabal, if it's not related to his daughter, I'm gonna be very fucking surprised. Because she wants Callus out because Callus is with the darkness. He's not evil, he just sees the darkness as a paracausal threat. There's no way we're beating this. This thing does nothing but make armies all day. It doesn't do anything but use the winning play. That's it. Callus is like, we're not beating it. So if she's taking him out, she can't do it alone. And in that room, there's a fucking pyramid thing. Like, they're looking at a hologram of the pyramid, but the only ones who are in there is It's Zavala talking to like a centurion.
Okay.
Like, not like a little centurion either. Like the Shield Brothers level centurion ass nigga. Like, higher ranking nigga. Lightfall is gonna be some real shit, but I don't think the Ziva Wrath is gonna be like, you know what, fuck it. I'm just gonna, you know what I mean? Like, we're gonna try this one more time. Because I feel like, and Ziva Wrath is also the youngest of the three.
Yeah.
Oryx is the oldest, then it's Savathûn, then it's Ziva Wrath. If Ziva Wrath is the youngest, and I speak from experience, the youngest listens, watches, and learns from the mistakes of others. Oryx, big bad Oryx, the Taken King. This man is unparalleled in strength, even to his two sisters. That nigga lost. Oryx is the dopest thing of all time, but that nigga lost. We went into his throne room and kicked his ass. We also killed your son, your sons, and both of your daughters. We then killed your son's daughter. Your brood is gone, my nigga. You've lost the game. Savathûn is gonna try this shit again with a different approach. They're not gonna see me. If she doesn't die, she loses the ability to take, which takes her out of the running of a player. Because at that point, it's like, yeah, you got the viral swarm you can get in people's heads, or you got the viral song. But I'm pretty sure she's going to do that at the end of Beyond Light to show us what she's been doing this whole time. That's the only thing I think the viral song is that either she's going to mind control niggas into fighting each other, or, you know, something along that lines. Like, that's her big-ass scheme.
What did she learn from Knockers?
She learned necromancy from Nokris.
Okay.
Hive don't deal with necromancy because it's breaking the rules. Hive sword logic is death. Nokris says, what if I just brought a nigga back though?
Okay.
This nigga outside with the truck is really just not my friend.
It was last recording too.
F-150 head ass.
I hate it.
No cap. I actually had to you weren't talking, but there was just the truck in the background, so I just edited like that audio so that like just out, because I was like, there's a whole ass of truck in this background.
Oh yeah, PJ, did you finish Deepstone Crypt, or did you even start it?
What do you mean the raid?
Yeah.
No, I didn't even play the raid.
Yeah, no, we don't have a raid team.
Okay.
I'm not gonna say I don't have a raid team.
No, we don't have a raid team.
Because
I'm not gonna say I don't have a raid team.
I'm gonna say I don't have a raid
But
team.
I definitely like.
I'm just curious on like why they only show Tanix as the. It's like, do they show anything else that we need to know?
No.
Dude, I'm gonna
That's
be
just it?
real with you.
We're not talking about this. We can't talk about this.
100% honest
No, like
with you, bruh. Let me be real. I don't know why, at all, Bungie decided to bring Tanix's dumbass back from the grave for no reason. He has just about he's got as much reason to being the final boss as I do.
Because I was wondering, I couldn't figure out what happened. I was researching. I was like, okay, Beyond Light already came out. Deepstone Crypt already is out and all that stuff. So it's like, how come I'm not seeing anything about like the ending and stuff?
Well, the ending is pretty much like, okay, Deepstone Crypt's ending. I already know it. I didn't do the raid, but I know it. So, do you know that Banshee is Clovis Bray?
No, I did not know that.
Okay, so
is that
Clovis
why
won.
many times he died?
Yes, it's kind of like a reset. You gotta reset your mind whenever you start to. I forgot the little acronym that they use, but it's kind of like you become lethargic and you kind of go crazy because your brain, your consciousness, your mind is adjusting to the fact that you're now in a metal body, which means that you don't need to eat, you don't need to sleep, you don't need to blink, you don't need to breathe, You don't need to. Okay, all that shit is kind of integral to what it means to be human.
Yeah.
So you just go crazy and start tearing yourself apart. So to stop that process, they wipe your memory. Banshee, when they were pretty much, he was Clovis 1 before he was Banshee. He was the first functional Clovis Exo. That was Clovis Bray himself, kind of. But all Exos are technically Clovis Bray a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Because that man's a fucking crazy person. But, he's called Banshee because he went on a rampage and he had a gun called the Lament, I believe it's called. And it's a chainsaw sword.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of like a whole little quest that you go on and stuff like that. But I knew as soon as they were like, yeah, he's just like getting his memory wiped and stuff, I was like, this is gonna be an old Exo. And they were like, as soon as someone was like, you know who this is, I was like, it's gotta be Banshee, because can't be Shiro, he's too young. Can't be Cade, he's dead. Can't be
That would have been crazy if it was Cade though.
Yeah, that would.
It would be crazy if it was Cade, but it'd be
That
like,
would have been insane.
it just didn't match.
doesn't.
Banshee's too old to where like Banshee's kind of like your granddad, right?
Yeah.
Where it's like at that point in his age, he doesn't really give a fuck. You know? And he's like wise enough to like tell you some shit, some like loaded questions. You know what I mean? Like classic granddad. He leaves you a bunch of jewels, mental jewels, obviously, but like just a bunch of jewels and like stuff that you might need that you're not gonna get at that point. Because you know it's granddad. He's just a crazy old man. So you get older and you're like, holy shit, this man's a fucking genius. Banshee's like that guy. He's the oldest Exo to date. I think Lakshmi is like 3. Shiro is 4. Cade is, we don't know, only because he stopped counting after 6. But it's not as bad as Banshee. Not possible. My thing is like Cade's probably at least like maybe in his teens. I don't see Cade going over 20.
Over 20?
No. Stop counting after 6 means that it probably happened often. But Banshee, 44 times.
Yep.
And he can't remember if you've been standing next to him for a long time or if you just got there. That's bad. Like, Banshee has short-term, like, Alzheimer's. So, but off my tangent. Banshee's Clovis 1. He's the first Clovis Exo. The Deepstone Crypt is Clovis Bray pretty much made immortality. That's what the Exos are. Each little thing, like beyond, like Forsaken was the Awoken's origin story and how they became. Beyond Light is the Exos' origin story and how they became.
Interesting. Okay.
They came from Clovis. The Clovis AI is in the middle of, or is in, I think it's creation exhibit of the Deepstone Crypt, which he is a giant exo head. The problem was they turned him off when Banshee became Banshee 44. They turned off the Clovis AI. We went in, Clovis is now awake. And he does stuff. Because after that, the orbital station crashed. And all that other...
Dang. Makes me wonder what happened in, like, with the Siva shit and stuff.
Well, Siva kinda... I mean, that's... Well, what do you mean? Because Siva's technically Bray technology. Siva's Bray technology.
Siva is Bray technology, but it's still Rasputin.
Yeah, but Rasputin's Bray tech.
Rasputin is Bray tech.
Okay, so... I don't know. I'm trying to figure out what happened with, like, Riser Iron with all that Siva stuff. That was when I started like, I won't even lie, I was just confused on the story.
Well,
that was like my main
side thing. Okay, so like Rise of Iron was like, it's just Rise of Iron is just the story of the Iron Lords, like what happened, who they were, and like stuff like that. You only learn about like what actually went down, or like not what actually, kind of what actually went down and why is what you learn. We learned that like last season. No, we learned that in like Season of the Worthy, which was about Rasputin. Pretty much, I think I told you about this. Rasputin made a exo known as the Siddhartha Golem.
Oh yeah.
And that was Fellwinter.
Fellwinter, yeah.
The Traveler woke up the exo as a guardian. And Rasputin was kind of like, yo, what the fuck? You just robbed my body that I was going to use to pretty much like become a human. So I could gain like empathy, emotions, stuff like that. So then what he needed was, he was like, well, if no one, he pretty much looked at Fellwinter like his son. Rasputin saw Fellwinter as his son. And there was this thing about the tyrant and his son, which in a gist, it's kind of like tyrant had a son. The tyrant was just kind of like, go down to the people and learn their secrets. The son learned from the people, but he also like pretty much fell in love with the people there and was like, yo, I don't want to hurt him. I don't want to do anything like that. I'm gonna do my own thing. And so the tyrant lost his son pretty much. So then he was like, okay, then fine. So he went down there and killed all the people, including his son. As like a, if I can't have my son, like no one can. That's what Rasputin did to the Iron Lords. Fellwinter would be his son. He used Siva as a, what should we call it? They got you baited. Siva was pretty much like, here's this little piece of gold, go get it. And then Fellwinter went and was like, yo, Siva technology can build civilizations. He told the rest of the Iron Lords. It was meant to kill Fellwinter. The Iron Lords were kind of just collateral damage. The Iron Lords would be the people. Fellwinter is still the son.
Yeah.
So the Iron Lord story is pretty much like tragic. Like if there was a single word to describe it, just tragic.
Dang. That sucks.
Yep. And now Rasputin's turned off, so
we good on that?
Well, I mean, that's a good thing and a bad thing. It's mostly a bad
kind of
thing.
good on that, I guess.
I'd say it's mostly a bad thing because we just got this nigga to be on our side.
He just became good.
Well, he wasn't ever bad. Pretty much Rasputin's thing was this. I don't want to work with you niggas. Why not? Because last time I fought the darkness, it beat my ass. And then it beat yo ass. Then it beat everybody's ass. And it won. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna learn from it. And then I'm gonna beat it. Here's the problem. It never loses. So shit. Pretty much Rasputin was afraid of failing humanity the second time, which is why he went into isolation. Because the first time he definitely failed. His sole directive is like protect humanity at all costs. That's why he got war stat weapons, Siva nanites, all that shit is just protect humanity at all costs. Darkness came, was like, man, get that shit out of here, boy, and just got rid of everything.
Fuck his whole shit up.
And then now it turned him off, so
nigga mentally going through it.
However, what I say, Anna uploads Rasputin's consciousness into the Clovis AI and overrides Clovis. Clovis dies. Rasputin is Clovis AI. He is in control of Braytech.
That's what I'm thinking as well.
Because she has the little thing. She has the USB.
She
with
has
his
his
stuff or whatever, his consciousness,
memory and shit.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And that's what Banshee said before he got reset for the last time. Was like he knew that he was Clovis Bray, this like horrible ass person. That he was like, y'all deserve a life away from me. Talking about Elsie, the Exo Stranger, and Anna. And so that's why he became Banshee, the Tower Gunsmith, and stuff like that.
Makes sense.
But that life away thing, he was like, y'all should be. He said like pretty much like I entrust Braytech to you guys to build like a better thing, like a better future for Braytech in general, as like helping people like how you see fit. Not my legacy, because my legacy was based off of selfishness.
Dang. Okay. I had another question, but I guess we can save it for the next episode or something, because I don't know if that's a podcast topic or...
I mean, we're going into 26, so like 27. So, I mean, it's up to you.
I don't care either way.
Yeah.
I mean, I was
We
just
can end it
wondering...
after this.
Yeah, I was just wondering about the 9. Like, that was the one
No
more
fucking
thing.
clue.
We all are.
No
we all are.
fucking clue.
Oh, there's nothing about them?
No fucking clue, dude. Only thing that's
I mean,
known
they're-
about them is that they know shit about everybody else, and that they they know shit about everybody else. That's pretty much it.
They got a lot of shit they know.
Is that why
Well,
Xur just pulls up with, like, exotic weapons and shit? Just
Well,
like,
Zer's
we
the
got
agent,
this
so
tech.
like he kind of is just like the 9 are like, yo, jump. That nigga's like, how high?
I wonder if they're going to be a key role in the
Oh, yeah.
upcoming...
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure.
All right,
sure.
Last theory of the night, or at least last theory of the podcast.
Okay.
The 9
Hmm.
are either A, other queens with spears who join, or B, they are the creators of the game.
It's not a bad theory.
That's just what I
So do you think they're gods then? Do you think they're above even the darkness?
I mean, they know everything
since you
about
think they created the,
everything.
Since you
Well-
say they, since you think they created the game.
Here's the thing about the game, though.
Hmm.
I don't know if they're actually paracausal in nature. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
But whether or not they created the game, I don't really know. I just feel like either they would create the game, or it's only because they would have to have knowledge of the game. To me, there's no way that they don't have knowledge of the game. Their main phrase to the Drifter is just keep playing the game.
Okay.
And the Drifter's also a key player.
they're connected to the Drifter, so they have to be important at some point because the Drifter is very
Well, the
important.
Drifter is definitely a key player.
Yeah.
At least as of right now. My only thing is, here's the thing, like, right?
Hmm.
Where does the line get drawn for, like, next level cap?
What do you mean?
When do characters, like, take, like, that hard, like, glass ceiling? You know, like you can't go no higher. You're not a key player.
Oh, like what's the barrier between high tier niggas and everybody below?
Yeah. Only reason I say that is because, like, okay, right now, Eris, I'd say Eris is a key player.
Absolutely.
The Exo Stranger, major player.
Absolutely.
The Drifter, major player.
Yep.
But they're all on the same level to me as the Queen.
Yeah, unless the queen just does some crazy shit.
Well, see, the queen's like crazy. The queen has authority. That's what they don't have.
Yeah.
They don't have authority. But they're all like the Exo Stranger, Eris, and the Drifter are key players for the Guardian. Ikora and Zavala to me are not key players.
Why you say that?
They're not.
They haven't done anything to prove that they are.
They're just not in it like that.
Yeah, exactly. Now, if they do something, then it's different.
Well, okay, so to me, key players is like, you're an enigmatic figure in what you do, but it is your own will that you exact.
Okay.
Eris, enigmatic in her character, but she does what she wants.
Mm-hmm.
She is resourceful. She knows a lot. But she pretty much acts on her own accord. So does the Drifter. So does the Exo Stranger. They don't really listen to anybody.
Yeah.
Osiris is not a key player for me.
Yeah, and he just hasn't. I mean, I agree. But
I mean, he made the Sundial, bruh.
Yeah, but they
That shit
just
don't
nerfed
matter.
that man.
In fact, that did more harm than good.
Well, they just.
Well, that's kind of scary
Saint
though.
is not
Thinking
a
of
key
that.
player, to me.
Fucking going back in time. That's kind of scary to me. I don't know.
Here's the problem with Osiris. They just nerfed Osiris hard.
Yeah. They hard nerfed Osiris. If Osiris was the nigga they talked about in Destiny 1, then he'd be a key player.
No, if Osiris was still a Guardian,
bruh.
he'd be a key player.
Nah, bro.
That's also true.
Osiris isn't even a Guardian anymore. They hard nerfed that man, dude.
Yeah.
He doesn't have Sagira.
You ain't even got light.
He doesn't have. No, he has light, but he ain't got Sagira.
You already know. No, I was
Nah,
gonna,
bro.
I was gonna
This
do the,
nigga went
RDC
back
World
in
thing.
time.
He don't even got
guys.
powers.
I
He
don't
is a
know.
normal
I
nigga.
don't know.
Look. I'll say this, all right? We are a key player.
We're a key player.
I think we're
we
the
have-
only key player that doesn't know they're a key player.
We have done things that Osiris couldn't even imagine. Here's the thing: until Osiris does something to prove he's a key player, he's not a key player.
Here's not the,
Nigga.
that's
The same
not
rule-
even,
the
like,
same goes for
problem with
everybody.
Nigga,
Osiris.
I just saw the Sundial. That's all I'm gonna say on that.
Josh, here's the thing about the
Josh,
Sundial.
the sundial is nothing to a god. What is time
here's the
to a
problem
god?
with the Sundial.
Going back in time, you don't think that's
What is
one
time
of
to
the
a
things-
god?
The Vex go back in time every Tuesday.
Their entire race
for free.
It doesn't
does
matter.
that
It doesn't
every
matter.
second.
It doesn't matter.
Yes, it does.
No,
You're
it doesn't.
ignorant.
No, I'm not. I'm saying this is what I'm saying. I'm saying that it's just one of the key things that I'm putting out there, that he made something that is as powerful as going back in time. I'm not saying
I mean,
that
yes,
it's okay.
that
He's
is
better
true.
than
No,
a god.
that-
No,
that's
I'm not
crazy.
saying
No,
that.
I'm not
That's
saying
crazy.
that. I'm just
But
saying.
I'm just
I
saying
don't know if this
it
man's
doesn't
a
make
key
him a key player.
Look, I'm not gonna argue, but I'm just saying, like, I just think
Well, you're
that's
not
one of
arguing.
them.
I think it's a podcast.
We're not
We just
arguing.
talk.
I just want to know what your reasoning.
Yeah.
No, I
for
just
thinking
feel
that
like
he's a key
it's
player.
just to especially when they don't explain it as far as the other things that they've been explaining. I don't know. I just feel like that's kind of weird. Like him just not even being of importance as being like, let's say, a hive god and all that other stuff, just to make something that goes back in time. Like, what did you do?
No, he is strong.
just
No, that
don't-
is true.
I don't
Well, he was
get
trapped
that.
in a Vex network. That's what he did. He was trapped in a Vex network.
Let me say this a different way. Right. Osiris to me is a key player of possibilities and potential. He can potentially be a key player because of his knowledge. The Sundial is not a light feat by any means because you made something that can go back in time. And he's just a regular Guardian. Well, he's not a regular Guardian, it's Osiris. But he's a Guardian and he made something that can go back in time. What I mean by key players, though, is this. Eris is lightless. She now can wield stasis. She knows more about the hive than anyone except for literally Toland, who is in the Ascendant Plane forever. The Exo Stranger came from the future where the darkness won to come get us. The Drifter has seen the physical representation of the darkness. He's seen the veil. All 3 have seen
And
the
survived.
9. As far as I can see, Osiris has not seen the 9. Toland, I don't even know if he's seen the 9. Probably knows about him, but I don't think he cares. The Queen of the Awoken is trying to take out the 3 sisters of the Hive. She wants Oryx's throne ruled. She wants that ability to take. That's what she wants. I don't care what no one says. She wants to be able to take. Us, we have killed literal gods and everything in between. Ahamkara, it seems light when you think about Riven being the last Ahamkara, the last wish-making dragon. Their bones can make reality-bending wishes. So when they're dead, they can bend reality. Savathûn, being a key player, she took that last dragon and made a wish that no one knows about. She took the Dreaming City. She won. The Guardians have only been handed 1 L from one person this entire time, respectively, and it is Savathûn. They haven't taken an L personally from the darkness. They weren't alive when the darkness first showed up. The only one who is wholly given the Guardians a straight up hold that for me, G, is Savathûn. Osiris can be a key player because of his knowledge, and I feel like if we get Mercury back, which is submerged in darkness right now, which means the Sundial is gone, then yeah, the Sundial will be hella fucking like helpful. It allows you to access the. I think he used the power of the Infinite Forest to make it actually.
Mm-hmm.
And then he went and got Saint back.
Hmm.
But in terms of like
Yeah, I
major
got
key
you.
players, just like people we're gonna be seeing like for the next 2 DLCs after Beyond Light.
Wait.
I don't know. He's got the potential to be, but I don't even know. I can almost guarantee. I mean, we're gonna have to look at Eris from this point going forward.
Hold up, Josh might be onto something. So
What's
the
up?
Sundial, right?
Yeah.
What if
If you go,
that's
where
what
I think
happens
you're-
after Lightfall?
I was thinking the same. I knew you were gonna go there.
Hold up.
Talking about we
Hold
die,
up.
use the Sundial to go get us, or to bring us back.
No. Well, possibly, but I was gonna say, we come back with Powers of the Darkness and go back.
We come back with Powers of the Darkness and go back.
And then go back in time.
Go.
To fight the darkness earlier with its own power.
So before it gets to the Traveler.
Something along those lines. That or when it first shows up.
So use the Sundial to go back in time
Yeah.
to the collapse.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see that.
That'd be kind of hard.
No, that would go kind of time heist.
Time heist. Time
Every
heist.
time a time heist happens, though,
That's an episode title. Time heist.
Every time a time heist happens, though, somebody gotta fucking die, dog. You can't. You can't do a time heist and have that nigga live. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Somebody gotta die, or some shit's gotta change, man. You always fuck something up.
Main character already died though.
Well,
dies before going back, unless that's how they die. That'd be crazy.
I don't think. If anything, I feel like if I'm being honest, Exo Stranger's taking that one.
Oh yeah, Exo Stranger dies for sure.
No, she has to die.
Exo Stranger has to die.
Exo Stranger is the mentor of the crew. She gotta go.
She gotta go. That bitch is getting
The
Jiraiya.
mentor never fucking lives.
It's gonna hurt when I see it too.
Oh,
Because if
yeah.
that bitch get hosed like Jiraiya did, I'ma be pissed.
But the odds of it happening,
yeah,
pretty likely in my opinion.
No, I don't think Exo Stranger is as unsneakable or as untouchable as Jiraiya to where she has to be snuck. But
If I see it happen, I'm gonna be able to.
She literally got time powers.
She literally does have time powers. That is true.
Well, actually,
hold up. Big Brainimus.
Bruh,
Eh.
that shit makes so much sense. Josh, we might have actually been sleeping on you.
Josh,
What's going
we might have been
Only
sleeping
reason
on
I
you.
say
We
that
might have been
is
sleeping
because
on you.
what was the thing that she said before she dipped? The first time you met her.
I'm trying to
Too
remember.
late returning. Hold engines. And don't let them find you. Then she dipped back into time.
Mm-hmm.
Whoever she was talking to was in the future where the darkness won. Hold positions, don't let them find you. Because you're going to do a time heist to go talk to us. And niggas were speculating that she's working with Osiris. So if the Sundial is how she gets her time shit,
Wait.
that would mean the Sundial is the reason she can go back in time and move throughout time.
Hold up.
Which would mean that the time heist would only be accessible if we use the Sundial. In the future, to do some shit like Nick said. Time heist, go back in time, kill the darkness with darkness powers before it shows up.
Interesting.
Because she said, hold engines too late returning. Pause the engines or whatever, and just don't let them find you. Because when you think about it, what you'd be doing in this universe, where the darkness wins, is it's livable. It's just very, very, very unhappy and harsh. Which means that if you do some shit, the glint of competition, it seeks out that glint of competition, destroys it. Only thing that gets in is by my consent only. But if some shit like Osiris, the stranger, this is why I say I think we would be dead. She had to come back and get us. If we would be the ones who pretty much cross the line, use the darkness, all that other stuff, but we're different this time, they have a different hero. They don't have the one that died. The one that died probably didn't use the dark. Well, she said that we did, but the one that died would probably use the darkness and just kind of do their own thing.
Yeah.
Versus the
Succumbs
one that,
to it.
Yeah, versus the one that we would be. You go back and get that one before they succumb to the darkness. Teach them how to use it correctly.
Hold on. Hold up. Bungie, run me my checks. Run us our fucking racks.
Hold on. Go. Because I got some other shit. This is going to be a long ass episode, gentlemen.
No, you go. You got it. I'm just telling Bungie to run us our fucking racks.
Bro, she teaches us how to use the darkness.
Yeah.
Book of Law.
That's what I was saying earlier.
No, you said Eris or
Yeah, I said let me tell you why I think it's Eris,
if
Stranger,
it's Exo Stranger,
Queen.
I just feel like, bruh.
But I wouldn't say. I'd say Eris is more law than Stranger.
Eris kind of is more law, but
because I'd say Stranger is literally building an army. That's like her thing. She came back in time to build an army.
She's not trying to conquer everything.
That is true.
That's the only thing that is to me just too.
Well, unless the darkness becomes everything.
What you mean?
The perfect shape when the darkness wins. Because then the role gets reversed. I mean, that itself is its own law.
I mean, technically, but I don't know. Only because
either way.
Well, okay, let's say the darkness becomes everything, right?
Yeah.
And then the stranger would raise an army to conquer everything, being the darkness. That would make her the third queen that conquers everything. So then why add the other 2 queens?
That is true.
Because then it would just be whoever is
Just
the
a thought,
queen that
though.
conquers everything is just like the winner. Which, well, I guess that's
Just a
kind of
thought,
how
though.
we are right now.
But either way,
We will discuss this at a later date.
will we?
This is a long ass episode.
Bungie,
Run us the checks.
run us our checks.
I will be expecting a email in about 2 weeks, nigga. I need a new job. But
JP and Vanguard.
if you want me to be an editor or writer
Contact
for
us.
Bungie, bruh, hit me up. I got y'all with
Contact
the ideas.
us.
Contact us. Just fuck it. Hit us up on the social medias that we will be creating soon. Watch out for those.
No, we already got social media.
Hit us up on our social medias then. They will be linked.
Yeah, look us up.
And if you want
JP
some
and
writers,
at JP and Vanguard on Twitter.
yeah, at
I don't know what we are on other stuff.
JP and Vanguard on Twitter, bro.
Or JP and Vanguard at
If
gmail.com.
you want writers-
That's only a business email. If y'all send some
We
shit,
can talk about
there,
contracts
different
later,
business,
but you
yeah,
gotta run my check first.
It won't matter. Yeah, we can talk business.
But other than that, yo, that has been Tower Talk episode 4. I don't even know if we're gonna really name this bit Time Heist. Time Heist is a good name, but I feel like this was like Time Heist theories and additional content. You know,
Time Heist will be the name of something.
true.
We'll use it for something. I don't know what yet.
But yeah,
Josh, any parting words you have for our viewers?
Yeah, let us know, I guess, your theories and thoughts. Very interested on that. If you guys are actually listening, and if you are, let us know if the Spotify, if you're listening through Spotify or whatever you are listening to. And also, I mean, when we do promo, I keep fucking saying doo-doo. Oh my God, stop saying doo-doo.
it is what it is.
Jesus Christ. I keep saying that. I said that when I was doing a video and I felt embarrassed. But yeah, just let us know on the social media platforms that we have. If you came from that, hopefully my promo skills have increased by then so I can directly get, the Destiny fan base, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, that is it for me. Any last words?
All right.
Let us actually know like your thoughts on the podcast as well. If you want us to change up anything, or if you have any suggestions on like how we could do shit better, that's always
Yeah.
a good thing. But we'll give that to the Nick.
This has been Young Kioma, Fable, and Josh Craft 1500, and we have too much time to explain why we have time to explain. I'll see y'all later.
Peace.
Peace.